Hey everybody, this is Brian Crescenti. I'm the executive editor of Polygon, and we are looking at the Alienware Steam Machine. You could see it's about the size of a Wii U, and sitting on top of it is the Steam controller. The Steam controller has two flat surfaces that sort of act like touch-sensitive thumbsticks. It also has a regular thumbstick and, of course, a face pads. And on the back, you'll notice that there are some paddles that you can use. The Steam controller connects to the Steam machine with a USB dongle that is hidden inside a panel on the underside of the Steam machine, which is kind of cool. So what you're looking at now is the boot up screen for the Steam machine. It's very pleasant. First time you log in, you'll see this array of help cards that tell you essentially, give you some tips about things you can be doing with the controller and with the machine. I'm going to look real quickly right now at the store. The Steam store is a lot like what you might find using big picture mode on your computer. That means it is wanting a little bit in terms of ability to search for specific items. Those issues are even more prevalent on the Steam machine, where you'll see that there are a lot of preset filters. For instance, you'll notice as I scroll over to the right that I can filter by things like genre and number of players, but that's not super helpful all the time. Oddly enough, there are different sorts of filters that apply to your library. So I'm looking through my library right now, and you'll notice that I can actually sort by games that support SteamOS, so allow you to install on SteamOS, and games that support the Steam controller, but still not incredibly useful. It's worth noting that you can, of course, stream from your computer to your SteamOS machine. That's a little message telling you that. What we're going to look at now is a game called Stardust Vanguards. Specifically, I want to show you what a game looks like. I'm using the Steam controller right now to play this game. This is using the preset game controls. But this is the cool thing, you don't have to settle for those controls. You can, in fact, go in and either use templates that have been pre-created for generic sorts of games, or you can create your own controls. In this case, I am going in and messing with some of those controls just to show you how much customization you can do. So this is me adjusting what the left pad does. Now this is the big circular pad that has the sort of D-pad cross on it. But as you can see, I can go in and change what style of input it has, what the output matches to. I can actually bind specific keyboard keys to it. I can adjust the haptic intensity. And if I really wanted to get into some special stuff, I can go into the advanced settings and do things like adaptive centering or stick response curve. This is the sort of stuff that makes, for instance, first-person shooters controls so amazing sometimes. You really need to know what you're doing to do this. The good news is you can also upload your settings for your controller, or download other people's uploads of settings. So I think what Valve is hoping is they're going to go in and they're going to add a lot of settings to these controllers and put them out there. But they're also hoping that gamers are going to sort of step up and start creating their own. So I've gone in and I've adjusted the controls, and now I'm going to try playing the same game with the controls that I'm more comfortable with. That's not in any way going to make me a better player, though, as you're about to see. Or not. Alright, so now we're going to go look at Counter-Strike Global Offensive. I wanted to show this game because this is a classic first-person shooter. It does have some templates. I'm going through right now and looking at some of those. These are created by fans and gamers. And I'm going to choose this one right here. And you could see it's been set up. There are all the bindings that he's set up for the controller. And I'm going to accept them and then go into the game and see how it feels to me. I will say I'm not a big fan of how these sort of virtual touch-sensitive thumbsticks feel in something like a shooter. It's not that they're not sensitive enough, it's that they actually feel a little too sensitive. So that was me dying, by the way. So this is Nuclear Throne. This is a game that does not, in fact, support a controller. that warning popped up when I loaded the game. Instead, it said I had to set up a template. I decided to set up a template that matched a game that uses a mouse and keyboard, which is what this is. Alright, now let's hop over to the Steam Machine's web browser. One of the cool things you'll notice is that it has a funky keyboard. The way this keyboard works is that the left thumb pad controls the left half of your keyboard, and the right thumb pad controls the right half. As you can see, you could type pretty quickly with it. It's actually, I think, one of the coolest functions of the controller. After pulling up Polygon, Phil suggested I bring up Netflix to see how that looks. As you can tell, it looks great right now. I'm just sort of scrolling through the front page. This is just a regular web page version of Netflix. I'm going to pull up Curse of Chucky. Fantastic movie, by the way. Not really. Just to show you what big screen video play looks like, which is amazing. It looks fantastic. This is going to pop off in just a second. The other cool thing is you can hop right out of the video by using those thumbsticks. I'm sorry, using those left and right bumpers. And you can go into the store, you can do whatever you want. The video keeps playing unless you pause it, but you can see there's no delay whatsoever. Very neat. Alright, now we're looking at some of the interface settings you have in the Steam Machine. Here you can see that there is the ability to enable access to Linux. You also have the ability to add shortcuts to your Steam library. This is a bunch of little Linux apps, including Calculator. Now we're going to go ahead and check out Friends. I'm going to harass Arthur because that's what I like to do. And then because I don't like to just harass one person, I'm going to multitask, and after sending out this message, I'm going to harass Fahey, Michael Fahey over at Kotaku. Because again, I think he's playing some sort of scary game. So I thought I could creep him out by sending a creepy message. Hopefully it's not one of his children or his wife playing, because that wouldn't be cool. You'll see in a second a message pop up. The system works just like it does on a computer. So you get the pop-ups just like you would. And of course you can use those fancy thumb keyboards. There's Arthur being very confused about my message. And then he realizes I'm actually just harassing him, which is fun. Well, that's about all I can cram into this video. I appreciate you taking the time to join us, and make sure you check out what we've written about the Steam Machine as well. Have a good day. Blum bum, blum bum, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.